Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. This is Ryan from resume2offer.com, a big place for talent acquisition, recruiting advice, interview advice, career coaching, sales, a whole smorgasbord of different things. So wanted to give you guys a little bit, I just made a video on how to basically make more sales, how to manifest more sales, and I'm feeling pretty good. So I thought I would continue and talk a little bit about a few different things. I've mentioned a few times the course Your Wish is Your Command. It is one of my favorite courses of all time. Top 3 courses I've ever been through, if not the top. It's hard to when you get to that level, but it's one of those great ones that really talks about the law of attraction. Talks about how to break it down. I know it gives you it's a good 14 lessons, covers with it few different tips on just kind of principles through life. Then it breaks down the law of attraction. Then it talks about how to make more money. It's pretty crazy. And I made a video that I would recommend checking out. Both I think are 10 minutes. One is how I got exposed to it. It's pretty crazy. It was, I used to live in Japan. I had just arrived there and I kind of break down this whole thing. And then right after that, I started manifesting, different things in life, and it's carried. And now it's 10 plus years later, and I'm happily married. I have a daughter who's sleeping in the other room right now. I have a beautiful house, beautiful, just life in general is extraordinary. It's very, very blessed, and I'm very, very lucky that way. And I'm glad, I hope this also helps you guys too. I want people to, if I can get one person to help their lives a little bit better, it's totally worth it. I don't mind talking about this stuff. So that's that. And if you don't know what that is, I would strongly recommend you going through the Your Wish is Your Command series yourself. And if you use the link below, you can get it completely free. Okay, you use my link and there's a coupon code underneath. It's usually $500 on the website. If you use that link, you get it completely free. Check it out. And there's another video called the 10 Steps to Manifestation. And damn, do I wish this video was around when I first listened to it. Because it's a great, kind of fills in the gaps, certain questions that came up that maybe I didn't really understand fully. This answered all the questions, and I wish it'd been there, but it's okay. You get it now, so definitely do that. But I want to tell a quick story. This is I gave kind of a testimonial of where I am and kind of my life. I have my own business now. I work with a variety of different clients, and it's all going great. But I was kind of thinking about, I have a good friend that I think that his story, let me tell you a story about my good friend who also listened to Your Wish is Your Command, and he has had an extraordinary life. He's a good friend of mine. If he's watching this, you know who you are. I don't want to mention it because I feel like, I didn't get permission or anything, but I thought it would be pretty kind of fun. So when I listened to Your Wish is Your Command, I was living in Japan. I just arrived there. And I, listened to it, and all of a sudden I started manifesting different things. And I became a whitewater rafting guide in Japan on the Tamagawa River. Loved it. The company was Concept Rafting, or Okutama Outdoor Center was kind of the place. If you ever go to Tokyo, look them up. It's a great place. The owner is fantastic, and his place is right above the river. It's incredible. Anyway, it's funny how the law of attraction works. So I was definitely putting out hey, I like to meet more friends, more friendships. And I, would do some different things, odd jobs on the side. I did English teaching. I'd also do acting. I did the acting stuff, and I got cast a few times in different things, some commercials and deals like that. One was just an extras gig. I got cast as an extra for this kind of movie series. It was kind of like Think Power Rangers type of thing. It was kind of like that. And so I got cast, and I kind of knew some people in that group. So me and 2 girls, we were all friends, just friends. And we were taking the train to the event, and we go there, and this guy kind of came up to me, and we hit it off. We started becoming friends. And then the girls kind of did their own thing, and we ended up hanging out the entire day. We were laughing. We just created a great friendship. And he's half Lebanese, half Japanese. He's one of my closest friends. And funny enough, he admitted to me later that he basically was only talking to me so he could hit on the girls. And And then he liked me so much that basically we ended up becoming just friends. So after that, I sat down with him at a coffee shop, I think like a month later. We met up a few times. I think we had drinks and we were hanging out in Tokyo. And I talked to him and he was kind of asking about, hey, what do you recommend for like kind of courses and books and stuff like that? I'm like, hey man, I got some material I'd be happy to share with you. So I remember exactly where we were. We were in Shinjuku. There was a coffee shop. It wasn't Starbucks, it was a specialty coffee shop in the actual train station of the Shinjuku station in Tokyo. So kind of on West Tokyo. And we met there and we were grabbing coffee and we were just chatting about different things. And then I told him and I handed him Your Wish is Your Command. And I handed him like one or two other books too. But Your Wish is Your Command, and I was telling him about like, hey man, check this out. I think that this is really good. I think if you can kind of combine this material, you're gonna be unstoppable. So he basically listened to it. And you know, we became very, very close friends. We have talked about this stuff so much. At the time that I knew him, he was trying to become a videographer, and he was basically was not making any money. Had no name to himself, was not making any money. And we started hanging out kind of in certain group, like law of attraction groups. There was like kind of clubs that we kind of got into too, and we would go to all of them. We hung out a lot. We did parties together. We went to the Philippines together. We did all these different things. We did movies together. And fast forward, and he even says it was from Your Wish is Your Command, and then maybe a few other steps, but basically, and one of them was the Global Information Network. He did that too, and we both kind of got into that club, which is like specific on law of attraction. So once he did that, this guy basically is now one of the highest paid videographers in all of Japan. He has worked for companies like CNN, Meta. He's done documentary. He's been on documentary crews, and he probably makes more in a week than he did all year at the time. Like, and he travels now the world and gets paid to travel around the world. He lives an amazing life. But he talks about that was a big turning point of his career and life and everything. And we're still great friends. And we talk once a month. But that's an example of kind of, he really started applying it and getting better at it. Yeah, that's kind of like one thing that I could recommend, where it was a friend of mine that I know personally that's done really well. And there's other stories too that I know, people who have listened to Your Wish and have gone beyond that. And, you know, a few people that kind of come to mind. There was this girl I knew who basically, she ended up creating a business, and now I think she has one of the biggest, it's like a dog training facility in Canada, and she's kicked butt with this. There's another guy, and it's not overnight, by the way. It took a few years. One guy I knew like 7 years ago, we used to go to the same kind of conventions. He listened to Your Wish. And at that time, he couldn't really speak. He was like French Canadian, and he couldn't speak English that well. And it was kind of crazy to kind of hear from him. And I saw him over the years kind of develop. And his English kept getting better and better and better. And then finally, I kind of talked to him about it because I remember he was like looking for work and things like that. And I kind of asked about the business situation. How's business wise? And he's like, oh, great. I'm like kind of financially free now. What happened? And he told me that he had gotten into the Airbnb business, and he had started becoming, like, he rented his own Airbnbs, and then he became a manager of, like, a property manager for other Airbnbs, and he gets cut of every single one, and now he's financially free. It's like, it's not like a millionaire status, but he makes enough. It's more, you know, he basically is kind of like, he makes more, but it's on a residual basis. And all he has to do is like make sure that these you know, houses are fine. And sometimes he doesn't even have to work. He can leave for like a week or 2 weeks at a time, but he's doing well. So those are like a few examples of people I've seen that have put that stuff into practice, have been able to put it into play. So strongly recommend that you check it out. Again, check out the link below. You know, I strongly recommend doing it. You can listen to a lesson a day. It's about 14 lessons. And then there's also the other one that's 10 steps to manifestation. So I hope that helps, and hope it makes your dreams even better. Okay. I hope you accomplish the goals you're going after. Really do. Hope all is well. Feel free to reach out anytime. Take care. Cheers.